Okay, so today's lesson we are going to be graphing lines, we call the grown-up way, if you will, or just using slope and y-intercept. And the slope-intercept form of any line is the equation y equals mx plus b. The things that get manipulated all the time in these particular equations are the m and the b. And if you remember from last year, hopefully, the m is your slope, and the b happens to be your y-intercept. Y-intercept being where your line crosses the y-axis. When you graph an equation using slope-intercept, make sure that you are in the correct form. You need to be in y equals mx plus b. If not, you got to manipulate the equation in order to do so. When you're in this form, you can identify the slope, remember that's your m, and the y-intercept, which is your b. You're always going to plot the y-intercept first. And what's nice about the y-intercept is the fact that its letter is b, it tells you where to begin your graph. So b is another thing to think of as where you begin your graph. And the fact that it's the y-intercept, it's the point that crosses the y-axis, every y-intercept has the same exact ordered pair. To plot the y-intercept, you always stay at the origin, you stay at 0, and then you travel on the y-axis b, whether that means you're going up or down, whether positive or negative, but that's going to be your order pair for any y-intercept, 0, comma b. Once you plot b, you're going to use, or from that point, you're going to use the slope, which is your rise over your run, to locate the second point. You could keep doing this over and over again, but you only need 2 points to connect the dots or to draw a line. When you do draw your line, it's very important that you include the arrows because lines go on forever. Okay, so with that information, let's come down here for a second. This first equation is already in y equals mx plus b. If you identify the slope is the number attached to the x. The slope is 4. And your y-intercept happens to be, so the fact that the slope is a 4, and we know that slope should be rise over run, we always want to have denominators for any slope that we have. So if there is no denominator in your slope, just understand that it's over a 1. So our slope is 4 over 1. Our y-intercept is -1. You always begin with the y-intercept. So I'm going to begin down on the y-axis. It doesn't look like I'm on -1, but I'm really supposed to be. So again, I'm not oriented very well, so you're beginning at -1. From -1, I'm going to go up 4 and to the right 1. And I'll do it again, up 4 to the right 1. Again, my graph, my smartboard is not calibrated well enough, so it looks like I'm off. Okay, so just make sure that yours is good. If you want to go the other direction, going up 4 and to the right 1 is the exact same thing as going down 4 and to the left 1, right? Because if I go down, which is negative, and I go to the left, which is negative, that just simplifies to a positive. So whether you choose to go up and over, down and over, it's fine as long as your slope is positive because somebody's walking up this line from left to right. The next equation is not in y equals, so you need to do that. So you need to manipulate your equation to get to y equals. Subtract 4x on both sides. -2y equals -4x plus 8. Divide everything by 2, -2, excuse me, and then you end up with the equation y equals positive 2x minus 4. So this is the equation that you're going to graph. When you identify the slope is 2. Make it a fraction, put it over 1. Your y-intercept is -4. You begin your graph at -4 on the y-axis. From that point, you go up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1. The same thing as going up 2 to the right means going down 2 and to the left. Again, my smartboard is not calibrated, so my line is definitely looking like it's off. Let's see what we got next. Again, we've got to get this into y equals. It's not there. So if I divide everything by 4, we get y equals 3/4 x plus 4. In this case, our slope is a fraction, so that's all good. 3 over 4, our y-intercept is 4. You begin graphing on the y-axis at the y-intercept. From that point, you go up 3 to the right 4. The same thing as going up and to the right is down and to the left. And then you connect the dots, use your arrows. Last equation, subtract 6x from both sides. 3y equals negative 6x minus 12. Divide everything by 3. Y equals, simplify your slope, negative 2x minus 4. If you identify the slope here, it's negative 2. As a fraction, it goes over 1. Your y-intercept is negative 4. You begin graphing at negative 4. It's the y-intercept on the y-axis, and you go down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1. That's the same as going up 2 and to the left 1. And then you draw your line. Okay, and so that's the end of that. So you should be good on the homework.